The notion that spirituality is synonymous with being nice is a prevalent misunderstanding. As Professor Keyes I articulated, spirituality is fundamentally the process of returning to humanity's essential blueprint, which is often described as the image of God. This journey of restoration is guided by specific exemplars: the Torah in Judaism, Christ in Christianity, Buddha in Buddhism, and Muhammad in Islam, among others. These figures act as archetypes, providing a model for individuals on their spiritual quests. Our endeavor to emulate these sacred figures frequently causes us to mistake spirituality for the adoption of their virtues, especially the virtue of goodness. Consequently, spirituality often gets reduced to simply being nice. However, as psychoanalyst Carl Jung insightfully observed, every form of addiction is bad. No matter whether the narcotic is alcohol or morphine or idealism, this statement highlights a significant danger on our spiritual paths: the peril of becoming addicted to these seemingly unattainable spiritual standards. When we grow addicted to the ideal of being nice, we begin to severely criticize any departure from this standard, both in ourselves and in others. This harsh judgment compels us to suppress our natural human inclinations in a chase for divine perfection, all with the hope of reaching a state like paradise or nirvana. In parallel, we begin to expect unconditional love and acceptance from our peers, and we anticipate that our lives will become easier, with a marked reduction in pain and suffering. Yet, this outcome rarely materializes, and the reason is straightforward. Spirituality is not about being nice. Now, don't misunderstand me. If you can genuinely be nice on your spiritual journey without it being a forced act, and if you can uplift yourself and others in the process, then by all means, be nice. Kindness and helpfulness are wonderful qualities, but being nice should not be the central objective. Spirituality concerns itself with something far more fundamental and significant: truth. As the spiritual guide Adyashanti has stated, spirituality is coming into the realization of what is real. This implies that the authentic purpose of spirituality is to comprehend and align with that which is genuinely real and true. So, how do we uncover what is real? The solution is found in authenticity and in living according to your personal truth. Consider this: how can you possibly find what is real if you are not being honest with yourself? When you consistently feign niceness merely to gain acceptance, to be loved by others, or to earn some spiritual reward, you are not being faithful to your inner self. You are living a fabrication. And how can you discover ultimate truth if you cannot even reside within your own truth, express your actual thoughts and feelings, and pursue what your heart genuinely yearns for? In Fyodor Dostoevsky's acclaimed novel, The Brothers Karamazov, a character imparts this powerful wisdom: above all, don't lie to yourself. The man who lies to himself and listens to his own lie comes to a point where he cannot distinguish the truth within him or around him, and so loses all respect for himself and for others. And having no respect, he ceases to love. This passage underscores a critical point. Self-deception ultimately erodes your capacity to perceive truth, both internally and externally. When you lose sight of the truth, you lose self-respect and respect for others, and without respect, love cannot flourish. Therefore, the core of spirituality is not about being pleasant to fit in or gain approval. It's about being real with yourself and the world. It's about accepting your whole self, including the parts that aren't always agreeable or nice. Life is a shared journey, whether we frame it as a spiritual path or simply the flow of time. We can gain profound wisdom by listening to those nearing the end of their path, and their insights often converge on one vital element: truth. Bronnie Ware, a palliative care nurse, documented the most frequent regrets of her dying patients over 8 years. Here are their top 3. 1. I wish I'd had the courage to live a life true to myself, not the life others expected of me. 2. I wish I hadn't worked so hard. 3. I wish I'd had the courage to express my feelings. While only the first regret might seem to be about truth on the surface, a deeper examination reveals that all three are intricately linked to living truthfully. The most common regret, wishing to have lived true to oneself, speaks directly to the heart of authenticity. Many people live their lives trying to fulfill external expectations, which breeds dissatisfaction. When we place the expectations of others above our own values, we betray our true selves. The second regret, working too hard, may seem unrelated, but its underlying motivation is often a flight from truth. Many people overwork to earn approval, admiration, and love, conforming to a societal script that equates worth with productivity, all while avoiding uncomfortable inner realities. The third regret, the wish to have expressed feelings, is also tied to truth. People often suppress their emotions out of a fear of vulnerability, leading to superficial relationships and a failure to address what truly matters. This emotional dishonesty erects a wall between them and others. Throughout our lives, we frequently adopt masks to conform and appear socially acceptable. These personas conceal our true emotions, desires, and difficulties. By pretending everything is fine, we forfeit opportunities for deep, genuine connection. This perpetual performance is draining and isolating, preventing authentic relationships and self-knowledge. The desire to shield oneself from rejection can lead to a paradox. The very behaviors intended to prevent loneliness often cause it. By hiding their true selves, people create a distance that results in greater alienation. In spiritual and religious circles, the conversation often centers on being nice and adhering to ideals. People aim for an image of perfection instead of exploring and expressing their own truth, leading to a shallow spirituality focused on external conduct rather than inner authenticity. Leo Tolstoy once wrote, "Truth is like gold, not to be obtained by its growth, but by washing away from it all that is not gold." This powerful metaphor challenges us to inspect our own lives and sift out what is inauthentic, what lacks value, and what obstructs our genuine selves. So, ask yourself, what in your life is not gold? What is not true? To find these answers, you must look beyond the expectations of society, parents, and even the conditioned image you hold of yourself. Society imposes its definitions of success and happiness. Parents project their own dreams onto us. Peers influence our perceptions, and we can become trapped in an identity built on external validation. But these are not the truths to live by. They are not the gold we seek. To find your truth, you must venture deep into your own psyche and pose a simple but profound question. What do I truly want in this life? This question demands radical honesty. Are you living in alignment with your authentic desires and values? Or are you numbing yourself with comforting falsehoods? Are you taking active steps toward your dreams? Or are you moving against them, mired in a cycle of inauthenticity? Be honest with yourself. Vulnerability is a strength. Being true to yourself is not always the easy path, but it is the only path to a fulfilling life. Carl Jung offers this profound reminder. Your vision will become clear only when you can look into your own heart. Who looks outside, dreams. Who looks inside, awakes. Jung's wisdom urges us to seek answers internally rather than externally. The clarity you're searching for is already within you. By turning your gaze inward and embracing your true self, you can begin to live a life that is authentically yours, liberated from the misleading metrics of comparison. Every individual's journey is distinct. There isn't a universal formula that applies to all. The only path with true meaning is the one that resonates with your own heart and soul. Other paths may seem appealing, but they can lead you astray from your true self. When you look within, listen to that inner voice, and follow the way that is uniquely yours, you begin to fulfill your true purpose. My friend, to live a life that is true to yourself demands honesty about your feelings, desires, and needs. It involves authentic self-expression, free from the fear of being judged. This path requires vulnerability and courage, but it is through this very authenticity that you can discover what is true. I hope you enjoyed watching my video. If you're still with me, please leave a comment saying, "My spiritual path is about what is real and true, not just being nice." I'll give your comment a heart. As always, wishing you a beautiful day.